I'm getting LASIK today. Hi, so I'm getting LASIK today, and I've had a lot of questions about the process, so I thought that I would just document my journey, and if anyone has any questions about the process or what it's been like, you can watch this video or you can reach out to me for questions. First, let me say that I am getting this done through Emory because I am in Atlanta, and Emory is one of the biggest medical systems here, and it's just the most convenient option for me. So yeah, I'm going through Emory. I had my initial consult about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think, so they were able to get me in pretty quickly. However, the other appointments that were available were not until like June and July, so this was the first available one and I just wanted to take it. So before the initial consult, I had to have my soft contact lenses out for 72 hours so that they could like properly assess my eye, because I guess contact lenses can like affect the shape of your eye or whatever. I left my contacts out for a little over 3 days because I just wanted to be on the safe side. I think I did like 4 or 5 just to be safe, make sure I had more than 72 hours. Similarly, have had to leave my contacts out for 72 hours before the procedure. Today's Thursday, so I just haven't worn my contacts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at all, or at all today, obviously. So today's my last day wearing glasses, and having to wear my glasses exclusively for the past 4 days has made me really thankful and excited that I'm not gonna have to wear my glasses anymore. I've actually had this pair of glasses since 2014, so my prescription hasn't changed at all in the last like 7 years, and I've had the same glasses, so today's the last day with them. I am getting LASIK, not PRK, which is the other type of laser eye surgery that is available. My experience is only about LASIK specifically, not PRK. They sent my prescription eye drops to the pharmacy earlier, I think last week, and I picked them up yesterday so that I can take them with me to my appointment. I also picked up the over-the-counter eye drops that they recommended, which I think were like Refresh Plus or something like that, but they sent me an email that had the specific over-the-counter brand that they wanted me to pick up. I'm taking those to the appointment with me, and they also prescribed a Valium tablet for me to take before the procedure, just to alleviate any anxiety that I might be feeling, because I will be awake for the entire procedure. I'm not to take the Valium before I get there because I will have to sign consent forms when I get there, and just to comply with like informed consent laws, I can't be under the influence of any substances when I arrive, so I will take the medication after I finish signing the consent forms. Additionally, I do have someone that is driving me to and from the appointment, because since I will still be under the influence of the medication after the procedure, it's not safe for me to get into an Uber or anything like that. Also, we're still in a pandemic. I'm not super comfortable with taking an Uber, and I obviously won't be able to drive myself. However, they did say that I should be able to drive and work as normally tomorrow, and that I would be able to drive myself to my follow-up appointment tomorrow. So yeah, my appointment is in a couple hours here. I'm gonna shower beforehand because I wanna wash my hair, and I want to give my eyes a few days to heal before I risk washing my hair and risk getting any water or anything in it. I don't want to take any chances. You are allowed to shower as normal after the procedure, but again, I don't want to take any chances with washing my hair. So just to be extra super safe, I'm gonna wash my hair today when I shower before the surgery. Hi everyone. So obviously I didn't want to take my camera into any of the appointment with me because I just thought that would be weird, so I took my phone, which is why you get the clip of me. Yeah, so now I just want to take some time to talk about what the appointment was like and what the actual procedure was like and how my recovery has been so far. So the appointment time itself is scheduled for about 2.5 to 3 hours. I do want to let you know that you will probably be there for the entirety of those 2.5 hours at least. So plan to be there and make sure that the rest of your day is like cleared in case your appointment takes any longer, or you do have to have a driver. So your eyes are going to be super sensitive. You don't want to risk driving immediately after eye surgery. Make sure that it's someone that can preferably stay in the area fairly close to your appointment. Like I said, the amount of time it takes is variable, so you don't want to have your driver be like half an hour away when you're done with the procedure and have to wait for your driver to come pick you back up before you can leave, because you're gonna wanna go home and probably take a nap if you're anything like me. So have someone available to either stay at the site of your appointment or like relatively within the area, so you can call them whenever your appointment is over. So when I first arrived, I paid for the procedure up front so that it was a consensual transaction. Then I didn't have to worry about dealing with payment after the procedure, and I also had to sign some consent forms. So after the consent and everything is done, they took me back into an exam room where they confirmed my prescription and they confirmed all of the measurements and eye pressure and whatever else they need to confirm before the procedure starts. After they confirm all of the measurements, they explain to you how to use the prescription and over-the-counter eye drops that you will pick up before the procedure, so you want to have them there so that they can explain, and if you have any questions about how to use the drops or anything, they can help you with those while you're there. Additionally, they also gave me the post-surgical sunglasses, the really dark black sunglasses that cover your whole eye and also like the peripheries of your eyes and everything. And they gave me a pair of goggles that you will have to wear at night for the first week after the procedure. So after they explained the drops and the glasses and the goggles and everything and when I should wear them, when I should be using the drops and everything, they had me take the Valium so that it could start to take effect. Then I watched a video of someone explaining again the drops and the goggles and how to use them and everything. I think this is just to make sure that you understand what's going on and also to give the medication time to take effect before the procedure is started. After they were ready for me, the doctor and a resident came in, just double checked all of the measurements one last time, basically just confirming that all of the steps had been taken to make sure that everyone and everything was ready for the procedure. So I really liked that. It made me feel really reassured that they doubled and triple checked everything so many times and that everyone felt confident going in. Prior to the actual procedure, they did put some numbing drops in my eyes. They put numbing drops in before they do all the measurements and everything anyway, but they just put in extra numbing drops so that I wouldn't feel anything during the procedure. And they took me into the procedure room where there were 2 separate machines. Each of the 2 machines served a different purpose. The first machine was the machine with the laser that creates the flap in your eye so that that can be moved so that the lasers reach the part of your eye that they are correcting. So this is done with a machine that has a vacuum effect and suctions your eye in place. So while the flap is being created, your eye is held in place so that your eye doesn't move. So you don't have to worry about your eye moving. That might be something that you're worried about, but the machine holds your eye in place so that the laser can cut a flap for the other lasers. There's a lot of lasers involved. So that was done on my right eye first, and my left eye was covered with a patch, and then vice versa. I was then taken over to the second machine, and the second machine has the lasers that actually correct your vision. So for this machine, it does not have a suction to hold your eye in place. However, the technology is so advanced that the laser tracks your pupil movement, like they read where your pupil is before they turn the laser on the machine, so that the machine is tracking any pupil movement. So if you do have any involuntary eye movements on this machine, it's okay because the machine will adjust to where your eye is moving. Obviously, you still want to try to keep looking straight ahead. I found it surprisingly easy not to move my eyes or anything like that. There is a light for you to stare at and a light for you to look at, and there were some other lights. And the only thing that was a little weird about this machine is that you can smell the lasers changing your eye. So if you've ever been in an operating room and you've smelled what it smells like when they use like the cauterizing iron, it's kind of a similar smell to that, but it's not very strong. Just kind of something I realized, like, oh, that's a weird smell. So don't let that be the deterrent, and especially because it's such a short part of the process. They cut the flap on either eye at the first machine, and then they take you over to the other machine, and then they laser each eye, and then they put the flaps back in place. This is a little weird because this part you can see a little more of. I feel like you don't really see anything that's going on at the first two machines because it's all just kind of happening so close to your eye that you can't really like follow it. But putting the flap back on, the doctor does some of this like by hand. So this you kind of like see the tools like coming towards your eyes, and this is a little weird, but I mean at this point you've already made it through like the hardest parts, so you just kind of gotta like hold on for this part, I guess, because at this point like this is really the only option is for them to put the flap back in place. And it wasn't bad. It didn't hurt. There was absolutely no pain. It was a little weird for me because I had, you know, I could see the instruments coming towards me. And like your eyes are numb because there's like numbing drops, so you really don't feel anything on your eye. You could just, you know, I always think it's so stupid when they're like, you're gonna feel a little pressure, because like I don't really fully know what a little pressure means, but you do feel the pressure. Like you can feel it moving on your eye, kind of. But it honestly like was not bad at all. I thought I would have a lot worse phobias of things coming near my eyes. And honestly, like from the first consultation, I kind of learned that it's not as freaky as I expected it to be, because like I've been putting my contacts in since 5th grade. I've had eye exams every year, and I think I'm just kind of like so used to it at this point. So that was the like actual procedure itself. The procedure is very short. The first part of the procedure took like probably 15 seconds for each eye, so I would say I was at the first machine for like maybe 2 minutes total. It was a very quick process. And then the second machine, I think it was like about 30 or 45 seconds on each eye, but it didn't honestly even feel that long. So then after the procedure, they put you back in the exam room, keep monitoring you immediately after the surgery. Eventually the doctor came back in, looked into my eyes with the light so that he could see everything. Everything was a little hazy at that point, like I was underwater or that I was like looking through fog. It was interesting. It was just like I know I can see behind the blur. I was good to go, and I called my driver. He came back to pick me up. We were on our way. I obviously had my post-surgical sunglasses on, so I came home. I was really hungry because I did not eat lunch, and I cannot stress enough that you should eat lunch before this appointment, or lunch or breakfast or whatever. If it's in the morning, you should eat before the procedure. You don't have any food or water restrictions before the surgery, so take advantage of that, because I didn't eat and I really wish I had because I was very hungry. Okay, hello. So we are 5 days post-op now, which means I only have 2 days left of drops, which is super cool. I wanted to give another update. I'm not any more sensitive to light than I was before I got LASIK. My eyes aren't overly dry. They're no more dry than they would get when I would wear contacts. I have been using the drops like religiously though. Once the prescription drops are up, I'm still gonna make sure I'm keeping my eyes wet with the artificial tears. But yeah, I've been working, which means I've been looking at screens all day. Like I said, I haven't noticed anything different with that. I'm really happy I did it. I don't regret it. I still catch myself like not realizing that I can just like see, like when I wake up at night and I can just see my alarm clock. It's super weird. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.